So this is a classic Newton's laws question. You have multiple forces acting on an object, and the mass of the object is given. The very first thing you always want to do is draw a diagram. So here's my diagram. And no one tells you, but you're supposed to know. No one tells you, but you're supposed to know that there's a normal force and there's a weight. Then you add the two other forces that are acting on it. One is 200 newtons to the right and one is 423 newtons to the left. You should draw that one greater. When I see this on a quiz, I'll expect the greater forces to be drawn greater. No one told you that there's a normal force and a weight, but you're supposed to know that because the assumption is that this cart is on a surface, right? If you're not told otherwise, then the assumption is the cart is on a surface. Then I write down F equals ma, and since this is the first time I've shown you a problem exactly like this, I'm explicitly saying what the net force is right here. Again, it's the first time I've shown you this, so I'm explicitly saying, okay, the net force is 223 newtons to the left. You'll probably skip that step in the future. And you'll probably just go right to this step here, which is sigma F equals ma, or you can write down F net equals ma if you prefer. They are absolutely equivalent, whichever way you prefer. Just understand that this sigma here, this sigma is in no way a variable. It just means look at all the forces. That's what that sigma means. Now, a lot of people prefer to skip this step. You don't have to, but all I did was I wrote down what F1 and F2 were. Now I plug the numbers in and solve for acceleration. 200 minus 423, you're going to get the negative 223. And the acceleration is 11.7 meters per second squared. Okay, two questions that were just asked were, do you have to specify a direction? Usually, no. The problem has to explicitly ask, what is the magnitude and direction? Because the point of these problems is more to get at the force diagram and can you analyze all the forces and do you understand what the net force is? By doing all of that, you probably could figure out the direction. But I usually will ask, at least on a couple problems, what is the direction? And why is it negative was the other question that was asked. And the reason this is negative, and you know, why is this negative here and why was this negative 223? And the reason those are negative is simply this. Anything to the left you subtract and anything to the right you add. That's just a convention though. Don't worry about that as much. As long as you understand that this is occurring to the left, and as long as you understand that you don't add up those forces, you subtract them, then you're okay.